This book is probably a book that a lot of you guys are familiar with. This is The Happiest Toddler on the Block, the sequel to Harvey Karp's Happiest Baby on the Block. So I love this book because it gives real world advice for real situations, but it's really, really good advice based on good science and practice, but also it's doable. It's not overwhelming. As much as I love Brain Rules for Baby, sometimes some of the information in there can seem a little overwhelming because it's talking about raising a smart and happy baby all the way to a smart and happy adult, and you think, oh my gosh, can I do that? But this you can do. You can definitely do this. So it covers, this is for ages 1 to 4, I think. Yeah, ages 1 to 4. So covers all things toddler, and it covers, I would say, like the big ideas about having a toddler, communication, discipline, and I guess tantrums being part of discipline, but tantrums are something that we're all dealing with on a daily basis right now, and it is in a separate section. And there's also a section, like with the What to Expect books, like with the 2-Year-Old Terrible and Tender, that has real life answers, to common problems that parents might encounter with their toddlers. So the biggest things in the book, like I said, are communication and discipline. And of course they're tied hand in hand, but they're broken into 2 separate sections. Something that you should know about the advice in this book is that if you're going to do it and do it well, it's going to take some practice, and it might take some feeling silly on your part putting the advice into action. Such as the fast food rule of communication, where you're trying to repeat back what your toddler is feeling, even though they might not necessarily be able to say it for themselves, and trying to be a mirror of their emotions. And it'll take some practice. And it'll take some feeling silly. It'll take a little overacting, a little underacting here and there. Same thing with the toddlerese, which I know we've talked about on our board before. A lot of people use that. But that will take some practice too. But the thing that I can tell you about the kinds of advice found in this book, that if you do practice them and learn to do them well, they will work with your toddler. They will work to improve your communication, and they will work to establish better discipline in your house. So I love this book, and it's very well written in a friendly way. There's funny little cartoons and pictures here and there throughout the book, and funny little diagrams, which are not the kind of scientific diagrams that you find in this book. They're more for amusement, and to add a little just a little clarification to the text, but it's written in a very layperson friendly way, even though Harvey Karp is a pediatrician. It's written in a way that's friendly for parents, written in an amusing way, with little catchphrases that'll help you remember the things that you're trying to do, like toddlerese as the name for the way that he says you should talk to your toddler to help them learn to express themselves. So yeah, and then like I said, there's a section on common problems and answers to how to deal with those in very simple bulleted steps or numbered steps of what to do with common problems that you might encounter with toddlers.